Want to put out a little thing to let everybody know what's going on, where I've been, what I'm doing, what's happening. If you're newer to me, you may not know that my mom had to move in with us last March. She has dementia. So I went from being full time podcaster, creator, psychic person to full time caregiver. Um, and then at the same time, I'm finishing up some legal proceedings that should have been done 6 years ago, but I had zero control over that at the time until recently. And so I got to September and it was like, yeah, something's got to give. And unfortunately, that was all of this. And partly that has been something that has been happening to me and a lot of my peers and colleagues. We have needed to take a time out. If we weren't willing to do that, then we were forced to take a time out. Thankfully, I was willing, but honestly, the way things have been, I don't know how I could have not. So, trying not to carry this on too long, but basically, went on my vacation. Thank the universe I had one because otherwise, it would have been even more overwhelming coming back to all of the new medical procedures that my mom is having to undergo. She has to have a scoping. She may have some sort of GI cancer, but we're stepping off of that timeline. And then she also has to have cataract surgery. So it's a lot of appointments, a lot of hands on experience. Then in the meantime, we get to last Friday, and she starts having UTI, which in older people, if you don't know this, it doesn't affect them the same way, and it makes them really confused and walk around like they're drunk and have a hard time getting around. And so, anyway, that's been a thing, and I'm exhausted from that. Then in the meantime, figured out she had the UTI Friday morning, and then I go to the eye doctor for just a regular thing. I'm gonna go get contacts because I am tired of fucking with this damn lighting when I'm on camera all the time. And the eye doctor has a panic attack when he looks at the images of the back of my eye and tells me that both of my retinas are detached. And then if I don't get to the retina center immediately, I could go blind at any minute. Um, so the retina center was across the street, and I waited for a few hours because I had the only car and someone needed to be here with my mom. So I reached out to all of my people, my girlfriends, my team of friends, family, and psychics, and they talked me through the panic that I was experiencing over various elements of it. And then we all decided we weren't doing that. So while I was waiting to hear from the surgeons whether they wanted me to come in and immediately get surgery that day or if it could wait, I heard back from them, and they're not seeing the same thing the other eye doctor is seeing. And without me saying anything about any of it, three or four of the people who were involved in like keeping me sane at the time all said that, and I feel this as well, that I just jumped off that timeline. And so the eye doctor was seeing what he was seeing, but hopefully I'm not doing that. We'll know that for sure on Wednesday when I go to the eye surgeons. Uh, so at any rate, my point in sharing all this is not to say, oh, poor me, I'll be back doing shit soon and I miss you all, even though all of that is true. My Patreon is free, and this is part of the reason I've made it free because I just cannot be beholden to anybody right now. But I wanted to share this with you because I am coming out of a period that a lot of you are starting, which means that things are going to keep getting thrown at you like this. And I want you to remember to feel it in the moment, go to all the places in your head, but reach out to the people that are energetically matched with you and that you know are going to support you with your feelings in that experience. And then know that you don't have to do that. You can stop. You can transmute it. You can jump on a different timeline. You don't even need to do anything necessarily to do it. We have that ability to co-create now, and that is what is coming in for you. So try not to panic if things come up, but do feel it, but know that it's going to turn out okay one way or another. And so we'll find out for sure on Wednesday, which is tomorrow when I go get the big eye surgeon exam. And then it was funny because afterwards I was like, well, I mean, as long as my voice still works, I guess we're good. And it would sure take the pressure off me even trying to appear any sort of way on camera because I wouldn't see myself anyway. So just know that if things are shifting in your life right now and you're like feeling frustrated, like, oh, now I have this thing to deal with and that thing to deal with and that thing to deal with, the reason you have them to deal with is because they're being gotten out of the way. They're getting out of your way so that you can move on to the next phase of expansion. These solar storms over this next year are going to be intensely activating of your crystalline DNA and of your consciousness expansion, and you're going to have much greater perception of everything, much greater discernment, and a much greater participation in the daily co-creation of your life. So that's what's been going on in my world, and I will keep you posted on the eye update. But I don't know that I'll necessarily be back fully in February yet. But I'm determined that it's going to happen one way or another. In the meantime, go join the free Patreon. I'm putting things up there when I can, and there's a chat in there and everything, and so it's affording us to be able to develop more community, and people who've been in the community for a long time are going to start having input in the lives and whatnot that we'll be doing whenever I can come back and actually do those things. So I love you all, and remember to keep doing all the good things to take care of yourself and nurture yourself and keep yourself strong during all of this chaos that we have no control over, except for you do have control over how you react to it, what you do with that energy, and how you use it to shift your life.